So what's new in the lab? I have a gun with a laser beam. Here's my turret. I spent quite a while doing this. Hold on a minute. There's the current turret. Here's all the variations I went through. So I was trying to just get the machine gun to be mounted on a camera, essentially. That was the first one I made. Then I think I came over to this one and tried to incorporate a laser into it. The problem with the machine gun is that you always have this little gap on the side, so I had to mount it sideways to get a flush connection to the arm that it's on. Then we came over here and made a slightly smaller one that still has a laser and a camera, using a hidden pivot or half a pivot. And then there was this one, which is a little bit taller, and the arm goes backwards instead of forwards on that third one. So they all work, but there's some issues. So some of them, they had to add some weight blocks on there. The one in the middle right now, the second one across, it kind of like, it just wobbles around on the pivot too much, on both pivots as well. So yeah, I was having lots of fun, and then eventually came around to this one. And this one is, I guess, not really like any of the other ones at all. The gun is actually XML to be 2 times longer and 2 times wider, and that smushes the side into my laser there. So it's all nice and looks like it's connected and everything. Little pipe and fins and stuff to make it look like it's all connected. Doesn't wobble or anything. When we look at the camera, it's a bit of a hazard. I don't know how to solve this, but it's definitely an epilepsy warning. The gun works. It does shoot the back of the vehicle a little bit, which I can probably fix. And then its tilt up is limited so that the gun won't go into the base. But I mean, you shouldn't be, like, what are you firing at? What's on that kind of angle that you're trying to shoot down? So yeah, turret. And then I think this door and the seat and all this positioning might have to change, but if we go up through this ladder, then all the ammo, spare ammo would be here, and you should just be able to reach over, like, obviously if the gun's not turned the correct way. But you should be able to just come up, collect an ammo, swap them out. It should be quite easy. I think I'm going to leave the medical bed in here, because then I'll be able to do missions, but I won't be able to sleep unless they add sleeping to a medical bed. Or maybe I can find a way, I can find a way to edit my definition of a medical bed so that it has the sleep option, but then no one else would have that option. So that's kind of not the best way to do it. I want to get this driver's seat lifted up so that it's on the same kind of height as the gunner seat. But I also think all of these walls just gotta go. There's all these pieces that are like hiding something or just covering. And I reckon there's a better way to do it. I think, what is this, 6 seats? 6 seats is probably okay, because a lot of those missions tend to be 5 NPCs. And there's going to be some that are like 6 anyway, but maybe I can put, like, chain multiple missions together and get 2 and 2 and 2 and 1, or, you know, something like that. The driver's seat pretty much has to be here to go up through this hatch. And this hatch has to be there to allow for some kind of camera pod on the front. The engine is in a good spot, but I might also be able to put in like a door. That might actually help it a lot, because it's lifting up heaps when I'm driving. If this were a hood, they could open. That might just look really cool. But it would also mean that I can put a wall through here. Get rid of this weight block. Because it's sinking in the back. So if I remove some buoyancy from the front, it should drop down in the front. I like my radiator placement. I need to change it a little bit though, because it's currently feeding like back into itself. So this impeller and belt pump are going the like opposite direction. So this bottom one, this port is fluid in, and this port is fluid in. So this should really be over there. And then I guess if I flip this up, so we're still coming into that side, but then it goes up into the radiator, in. Oh wait, that's still backwards. What? What? It'd need to go like that, I think. But then the port that's up is fluid out. Okay, hold on. Fluid out, fluid in, fluid out. Okay, so it goes in here, up, across the top, down, and then out this pipe. And then this bottom one. The problem is like where the belt goes. So one solution would be to rotate the radiator. I don't know if one alternator is really worth it. 2 starters is fine. I'm gonna put the radiator back because like I need to cut out a spot so that I can run the pipes through. Just because of the way the impeller works. Like it's got to go through here basically. So that is out here. So I need to put this starter on the top. And then I need a pipe that goes backwards, I think. No, that's the power pipe. So that goes forwards. Then I need to spin this around. So now the out comes through the back. Then the cooling manifold needs to go here. And that is... some people have convinced me that I need to line up my A and B pipes on here. And I think I should flip this whole thing. That's wrong button. So now my power pipe should be connecting here. Gotta get rid of this one. Oh man, that's got to be this, right? Well, do I want to try and link these together? You know, do I want to have my 2 manifolds connected? I don't think it matters, but maybe it does. Maybe it does. I could always just remove that cylinder. Oh, no, I'm crazy. Because I can just use 1 manifold. If like, what's the point of trying to connect it? If I just use 1, send the pipe straight back into it, and then I guess I'm losing another cylinder, but now it's totally closed loop. It's heaps better. And then this pipe here is a power pipe. So what I should do is run a T. Have I explained what I'm doing at all? Let me do an intro now. Today, I'll be building the Lav in creative mode because I'm spending a lot of time doing the SS bubblegum in Korea. So take a couple gearboxes and yeah, maybe only 1 is really needed. So this little small generator will do way better performance than the alternator generator. Cooling sorted. Oh yeah, I want to get more than 1 catalytic converter, and I'm not sure if it still works, but you can feed exhaust into the air manifold. Because, like, mainly I want to delete the exhaust particles, I guess. I really want to put these manifold corners on, but it's valuable space that I could be getting something extra, you know, like with the generator down here. I could be using the space for something. Fuel manifold doesn't really matter. What I'm thinking, because I want to have all these seats, or these 2 seats, lifted up, that the whole front segment, just the floor, can become the fuel tank. Oh yeah, and if there's going to be like a hood here, then I might as well make it look really nice. I'll go exhaust. Cat. Try and get rid of as much of the particles as possible. And then I don't think this bottom side will get manifolds, except it'll look real gross, why not? It'd be good if there was an exhaust pipe the whole way along there. Oh, that's perfect. I mean, it's not, but it would be. That looks very engine-y. And then the only thing I'm missing right now is like connecting the exhaust, but mainly the air manifold. And then we just slap a wall in here. So that's a firewall. Get rid of this stuff so I can figure out where it's all going. See, it's this bottom wedge. Bottom wedge. I could... Ooh. Ooh. What if I just cut off this piece and give it a little stubby front? I would need to convert this one as well. No, it's not right. This way. Yes, maybe. This is just so bad for like getting through the water though. Just because it's open. Not the fact that it's a goofy shape. Maybe if it's just a little engine hatch thing, so the bottom can still like have the better drag physics body, which means I lose my catalytic converters. But if I keep this firewall and still have a hinge, I can open it to repair it. Maybe if I add some little things like this. Does that look cool? Maybe. So I need a little door, but any kind of pivot I put on here is going to interfere with stuff. I would have to stretch pivots down the front, or I fold it forwards, which is then going to make it harder to repair. So this might work. So now that piece would fold down, which gives me access to the engine from the outside, but not from the inside at all, which I guess is okay. I can't fold it all the way down. I mean, I can. It's glitching a little bit if I do that. I don't know if that's the right way to do this. I'm just going to leave it like this while I work on it. So it'll all mostly be the same, I think. There's so much space up here, though. I could easily just, like, swap it over to some other kind of wedge, 1x4s or something. That's goofy looking. Kind of cool, but kind of weird. I need at least one manifold along the bottom, yeah. Because I can't connect to the bottom row of cylinders from this side. And then off this piece, I guess I can do cats. And then this pipe is my power pipe, which is not sharing anything. It's sharing just power to the wheels. Huh. That's not going through any gearboxes at the moment. I could put the gearboxes up here actually. Let's give it at least 2 gearboxes for water and land mode. I was going to put them down the back in these segments, but then you have to run the pipes all the way back into the gearbox and then out. It would be much better to just put it on top of the engine. So top one is land, bottom one is water. These should go on the bottom because they've got to make their way through the hull or through the body. So they probably need to go down here. If I spin it around, I can pull this clutch out or this generator. I'm going to use the modular clutches, I think. This goes in here and that can be yellow to signify electricity. Chuck in another T. Then move this whole segment across. Pipe. And then that can connect into this bottom pipe. Oh, would this actually fit lying down? It's kind of where I wanted my fuel tank, but Does that just... that's pretty close. It might be better if that was like on top of the engine though, since there's so much space up here. And then if I mirror it, I can connect to it on the other side. And then I have this pipe problem. This would be such a nightmare to weld and to fix. It'd be better to get rid of that and just have 3 clutches. All the same. If I splice in between here, this would be the vehicle, like the car mode, land mode. No, that's a terrible idea. I think it would be really good to have the clutches in the back, but then you're just like running pipes forwards and backwards all the time. Let me just grab like just the water and land mode. Like if I put a little door on this, then I've still got a spot in the back for other stuff. I think it's got to go up one higher. This pipe here, well, instead of connecting directly to the wheels, it's going to come across. It needs to like go across through the side. So I'm basically disconnecting this section here. Closing that up. And then where the power comes out to go to all my other silly things, it just comes straight across. And then from here, this thing that goes up and over, I think, is for the propellers, to connect the propellers, which doesn't need to do that. It can easily run through the floor, I think. So that's delivering power to the clutch and gearbox for the wheels, which then need to make their way downtown, back inside. It's like it comes out, goes into the wall, goes all the way to the back, through a clutch and gearbox system, back inside, down the inside, into the floor, and connects to all the wheels. And then the opposite side can splice off here. And we need to flip that around. So whatever comes out here is connecting directly into the propellers, which I guess it just goes in behind there, right? And then finds that pipe that's going up. This one, which will now be this. Huh. Who knew? Who knew? That's not right. So yeah, there's some dead space in there. And then there's like heaps of space in behind it, which I can just put a microcontroller or something in. You know, it's quite dangerous having the propeller right there where I want to be repairing stuff. And I'm pretty sure I can't push that propeller back inside anymore. I don't know. We'll do that though. That gets rid of all the gearboxes and stuff. Then I only have the generator to worry about, which can just be this. I think it'll work like that okay. I'm going to sacrifice some of the manifolds so that the generator can be exposed. The little hood, I want it to go up, you know? So I'll do the firewall because that at least removes some of the buoyancy, so it might level some stuff out. Still need a battery in here. It'd be good to find a spot. Like even if it's just sitting, at least I can get to it. And then any pivots I put up here kind of ruin the wedges. I think I'll put my air intake back in. Air is connected, and then I need an exhaust. I would like to use a lot of catalytic converters for the exhaust though. I need to put another manifold on. Manifold. Okay, so that should be all the engine connected back again. Do I want to use this whole bottom section and just like dump it? Believe that's okay. It will be below the water, so I don't know if it's going to be able to get all that out of there. I wonder if I can put on just like an empty air manifold into that system, because I've got space, don't I? Yeah, so instead of connecting it to the engine, I'll connect it to the wall. I'm just considering, like, if I do connect it to the engine, do I then need to feed it a one number so that it knows to eat? This will at least let it flow out, like the exhaust has a way to go out, and if it doesn't, then the air manifold can eat it. I think, maybe. And I still need pivots, but I don't know what to do about this. Because I need to basically get rid of that so that when the pivot pivots up, it doesn't glitch into anything. Right? Because I can't put it here. Well, I mean, I could put it here. What if I... Is that acceptable? A little hump. Then when it rotates up, it rotates along this back section so it doesn't interfere with anything. Then I can actually start it up because... I think. Can I? Yeah, because I want to get these wedges on there. So... Down... Wedge... Like that. Put a little flippy switch. Engine hatch. Alright, it'd be good if it were maybe down, so it'd actually be on 2. Oh, should I put a light in this as well? Maybe. Engine hatch light. Okay, so we push button 1, which is this flip switch. Channel 1. It'll turn off, or it'll turn on, which is 0, so that's the up position. And then when it's off, it'll go to 1, which I'm hoping is the down position. This up-down counter will count up to 0.7, which is being read on channel 3 for an HSV light, which is the value. So it's basically the brightness of a white light. And then when the flip switch is not on, it'll count back down to 0, turning the light off. Do you think it'll work? Nope. Nope. Okay. Bye. Bye. There we go. I kind of like the little bumpy bump. It's just a bit of a weird... Gives it a bit more of a face, you know? Maybe put a grill in there. I should put handles on the inside as well so I can like lift myself up into it. I wonder actually like a heat sink will fit in here, won't it? Ooh. Ooh. Chuck some handles and then some wedges. I don't know where I can put wedges in here and be okay. I think it can go there. I don't know. The handles are good though. I guess maybe. Yeah. Getting up, being able to weld on the top of it would be good. We should be able to drive now though. Very slowly, I would think. It's on like a 9:1 gear ratio. Yeah, this is max speed. Yeah, I'm not sure about that lump in the front. It looks kind of interesting, but the only reason it's there is to accommodate the pivots. Maybe I can hide it with some like microcontroller armor blocks or something. This would be like the starting gear, I suppose. And then the gearboxes can change through into 1:1. And this will give the top speed. So it's a lot slower to get going, a lot harder to start pushing it. But the top speed should be quite a bit. And I can probably flip one of those gearboxes around the other way so that it can go faster. But this is still kind of like uncontrollably fast. Okay, I think for now that at least gives me like a working separated engine, and the gearboxes are all like in place. They can be tuned. So I probably need a little door, a little door, a little door. Oh my god! I'm gonna take this and this probably need to do this on the other side as well. And there's a door. Cover up those. Put a handle on it. Just in case. Maybe up here. Clutch and gearbox. Locker? Huh? What would you call this? Just a hatch? Clutch and gearbox hatch? The flip switch. This is on the door. Maybe an arrow button. I'm gonna move it onto the body. Might be a bit better. So this one, I could put a light in here as well. Same as the engine. Okay, push the button, open the door. Well, the gearboxes, close the door. That's good. I like that. Repairability is super important. But yeah, not sure about this lump, eh? The more I look at it, the more I don't like it. So now I've got to go inside, start working out. I think the firewall is fine, you know? And I can always work out something different with the way it wedges down and the way this engine hatch closes. What I'm going to do is probably across here. This front section is going to be a fuel tank. And the way I will do this is probably a fluid port. Let's be blue. I'm blue. If I was green, I would die. If I do a fluid port like this, then all I've really got to do is put a little hat on it and then use microcontrollers in the floor. And I've got a lot of microcontrollers. Okay, so especially some of these bigger ones that aren't really going to change. I don't think the ECU is likely to change. It does have... it's got like the cruise control panel and stuff on it. This is the rear door, I think. Yeah, this is the rear door. Oh, okay. Rear door. That's not likely to change. The spare slot is probably good to have because I might want to put a light on that turns on when the door opens. I only want to be putting microcontrollers in here that are closed or that are finished. 1x3. What is this? Oh, this is some camera nonsense. Oh, steering and variable brakes. We have brake light, which comes on when the brakes are applied. Variable brakes, which are more sensitive the slower you're going, I think. And then the steering is also less sensitive the faster you're going. So this is complete. Would I add anything extra to this? 2 outputs, 1 input. Holy crap, what is all this? Speed sensors. Well, that's good though. It's a full microcontroller. You don't want to be moving around not full microcontrollers. Yeah, I want to try and fill up the space best I can. So I've got to work around the little 1x1 pipe. This thing here I think is full machine gun movement. Yeah. That's good. This is just like the up, down, left, right, and firing of the machine gun. There's no video data being controlled through this. It's just movement. It's very simple. Perfect. Perfect. If I can get a 1x1, that'd be really good. So then there's bound to be something that needs a 1x1. This is the hatch. This is end effector. Oh, I don't know about that. Don't get lost. Oh, I could modify the don't get lost to have either be a 1x5. I should probably do that, to be honest. When I've got space, 2x3 is my preferred size, but I know I'm not doing too good on space for this one. So GPS Vi and video, which I don't have one yet. Goody, goody, goody. Oh, this is perfect. It'll go right in the middle between the axle, or where the axle should be. Perfect, perfect. I'm going to stop using this, the real wind speed thing. Or at least I'm going to convert it so that the wind speed and wind direction are picked up from a remote listening post. So yeah, actually not many microcontrollers I want to be putting in the floor right now. But that is the fuel tank, essentially, up to there. Which, yeah, has to be a block like that. But I could put some decorative stuff in there maybe. So I want the driver's seat to go up and down so that I can go through the hatch to turn out. And it's only got to go up, you know, a couple blocks. It'd be good if I grab it from the front, I think. So number one, this thing here is the thingy thing. So if I connect this to the track, should be able to press 1 and this will open. Oh, it didn't open. But the height is good for being turned out. Very good, very good. So it's this end effector. It's like, or it's not connected, that's why. End effector. I don't know if it can control the hatch from that point. Oh, it can. Good. And so I've got a contact sensor up there as well. So if I open the hatch already, as in like if I'm just looking around and then get back in the seat and then decide I want to turn out, it does a little bit of a spaz, but it doesn't close the hatch. Like it knows it's already open, so it doesn't bother closing it. Or it doesn't bother trying to open it again. So it's open, I press 1, the end effector goes. So I wonder if the threshold on the contact sensors... Oh, just true? What? I don't actually know why this works. I just got it to work, and I don't know. So if the sensor is true, I wonder if I need a knot in here. So the discharge here is what's giving me time to lower back in before it hits the end effector to go off again. What I think I want is like a knot. If the sensor is... Well, if the sensor is on and the button is pressed, and the button is... I want to stop it from closing that second time when it's already open, you know? You might be wondering, why don't I just use an electric hatch? Because if there is a power issue and I can't open the electric hatch, at least with a manual hatch, I can open it to get out. Like if maybe the hull, the lav is flooding and I just need to get out and ditch it, at least with a manual hatch I can do that. Because the rear door isn't manual. The middle door will be manual, but I think having a driver's hatch manual is good as well. And I like how it looks. So if it's got an open sensor, so if this is true and the button is not true, which would mean it's off, is that all it is? Then the capacitor is like inverted. That can't be right. It opens. It doesn't close. It doesn't close. See, if I just chuck it onto there, it should be okay. If the button is not pushed and the sensor is open, then pulse the end effector. It opens. It doesn't close. Why doesn't it close? It must be one of these pulses, right? This one is on to off. What if I set that off to on? It opens. It closes. Because it opens and then it pushes on the sensor and closes itself. This one would need a knot, maybe? Not if the knot sensor. It doesn't work. It opens. It doesn't close. So it works fine. The only issue I have with it is when it's already open and it tries to close. If the contact sensor is true, right, that means it's open, but the button is off. Oh, I see. The button is off, it's open, and the contact sensor is on. That's when it needs to delay and open itself. Now the button is on. So that's what it's doing when it's already open. the contact sensor is true, if I press 1, it's going to toggle the end effector just because. So I need to figure out this first one, I think. Off to on. It's like I need an and. This one needs to be and not the sensor. Yeah. So 1, it opens. I go up. Press 1 again. I go down. It closes. I open it manually. And then I press 1. It doesn't try and close and open, but there is a delay because the thing is set up for it to be closed. And then I press 1 and it closes like normal, and it opens like normal, and it closes like... I've solved it. Good job, me. The only thing I might want to do is have another capacitor or some other kind of counting system here, or at least just maybe make this faster. I think I'll just leave it like that because I don't want to make it too messy. And then the other thing to consider is that the up and down linear track will just slide if I let it go. So I need a way to stop it. And the way I would like involves a gripper. I need 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks of space for my gripper. Do you think I could put that in here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Huh. I could. Well, I could. Here's my track, right? Here's my gripper. I'm just like trying to utilize the space, okay? Cut that, paste that, smack a hole in here. And then connect the seat to that, right? And then I need on this thing a brake. And if this was 5 long, then that will fit within another axle. Brake. What do I call this? Track brake. This is an output. So this can be connected to... What can this be connected to? Probably just another capacitor would be fine. With a pulse. Because I want it to be always on, but pulsed off. Always. And then a capacitor. I know that my charge time here is 1 second, and my discharge time is 1 second. So this can be 1 second on charge and discharge. When the button is pressed, always pulse a signal. Oh, it needs to not have charge. This is release, right? So it needs to release immediately. So it needs to discharge its signal for a second and then turn off. Does that work? I better connect a light because I'm not convinced about this one. Oh wait, it's not a release, is it? It is a brake. It's a brake. So it should be when the button is pressed, release the brake. I think I need a knot. Maybe, I don't know. There's bound to be a knot in there somewhere. Oh, so it's on right now, which is good because we're at a position I want to stay at. Press 1, goes off. Oh, it's not a happy chappy. It's vibrating a lot. I think that's the track fighting the brake, actually. And so, realistically, this thing doesn't need to be exactly. It can be a little bit longer. It's just got to stop the track. And then the track needs to be on a counter because I don't want the track being held at a 1 or a -1 because that's going to waste electricity. This charge time here is for it to open. So before it starts counting up, We need to give it some time before it starts counting up. And then we need to find a knot on the button which goes down. And then we need... How do I do this? How did I do this? What is the magic trick? What is the magic trick? I need to reset to 0 after... I guess I can put a pulse and a capacitor, right? It needs to reset to 0 after some time. I guess if it's like... If it's, yeah, you know what? I should do a capacitor and a pulse. Every time the button is pressed, there will be a charge time of 1.5, which is the same as this one for the brake to apply. So, yeah, that comes off the button, and then that goes into a pulse, which pulses the reset. So it should count up and down, and then it should reset once it's done its counting. I get the feeling this is going to stop it from fully extending up. So we've got a brake on, push the button, we go up, and it jitters. The lights come on because the brake is on. Press 1, we go down, and the brake comes on. If I check the pivot, can I see the pivot? Oh no. It's still receiving its -1, which means this pulse didn't work because I didn't change it. Okay, so right now the track should have like no value going to it. It does. Great. That's not good. Because the button is not pressed, it is counting down. What am I doing? Whenever you push the button, no, that's not good. When the button is off to on, so it's being pushed on, there will be a pulse through the capacitor to count up. Then, when the button is not pressed, there will be a pulse from up to on into the down. I don't know. I might need to flip that one around because it's turning it off. Oh, better check the signal. We're getting a -1, which is bad. We're getting a nothing. No, we're getting a 0. Oh, and then it started going. This is dumb. This is not working. This is not working. This is stupid. This is a stupid system. Why did I do it like this? Why did I do it like this? The solution to all my troubles is hardpoints. So, I mean, I'm not really using this wall. I mean, I am using this wall. Wait, am I using the wall behind this wall? Yeah, I am, okay. So if I just do a hardpoint there and there, I would need a hardpoint, but that makes it so easy. Also, this track shouldn't be here at all. This track should be back, you know? Because I want to put all my things in here. You know what I mean? All my displays and stuff. Oh no, this is not good. I'm so bad at this game. I'm gonna put these hardpoints in, but they'll probably be in a wall, like over here. Because that's 4 blocks up and 4 blocks down. Yeah, I'll do that. Clever. Yes. I'll get a track. I'll put the track... Where will I put the track? Here, maybe? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's... Is it... do I need one more? 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the hard point... See, the hard point does the locking in position, plus it also outputs where I am. I just need to connect it to the seat. And then it means the microcontroller gets a bit bigger, I guess. Instead of a brake, we have a release. A release hardpoint. And then I can get rid of like most of this crap. Whenever the button is pressed, it will toggle the releases on both of them. Then get rid of as much of this as I can so I can figure out what's going on there. I need another thing. We have the bottom ordinance type number input. And then we have the top ordinance type. So, I mean, what this lets me do is if the button is being pressed. Yeah, so if the button is being pressed or the button is on. Wait, no, this is dumb. This doesn't work. I mean, it does, but it's not smart. And definitely use grippers and tracks. If I check the ordnance type as 1, then that means it's either at the top or the bottom. And that would mean it's locked in place and the counter can go back to being 0. I might leave that up here. And then all I've really got to do is when the button is pressed, when the button comes on, I can pulse it going up, which is off to on, I guess. And then I suppose I can do the other way, on to off, can pulse the down. Because the pulse is just going to trigger the counter. If I set the increment to 3, then it will just jump between -1 and 1, and 1 back to -1. And the reset will always override it back to 0. How confident? It didn't do it. When the button was pushed, it toggled the hardpoint release. Which I don't think it did. When I press the button, it releases. And the track didn't move. What are you doing, track? Did I connect it? Slider speed. Positive goes up. Was the pulse too quick? What if I just discharge for 0.3? Yes. Ooh. It didn't allow for the thing to open. But I mean, that's it, right? It works. So do I keep that is the question. All I would have to do is, instead of coming off the button, I want to go off. The discharge is counting up. It's almost like I need another capacitor before the pulse, which has a charge time of 1. God damn, what a complicated system. So now it gives it time. We go up. It's not vibrating anymore, which is really good. Because we're fully locked in. We're locked in. Man, it wants to fly. That's not good, really. I don't know what's... Is that just the wind? What the hell? Oh well, that's what I'm going to keep for now. I'm going to use the hard points for now because it works. I can probably move it somewhere else and maybe even jam it further into the wall. And yes, then all of this becomes area for fuel tank. So do I need a wall behind the driver's seat? Because, yeah, it's like it cuts into the driver's seat, which is kind of dumb. But really the driver's seat has no business being, like its hitbox needs to be pulled forwards if anything. And then that gives me space in the rear to have a seat facing backwards where the gunner can sit. Otherwise, the gunner has to be beside the driver in an already cramped box. Like it's basically impossible to navigate into there. I think I'll go with the seat behind, and if I put the wall in, then I get a little bit to block off the end effector. So that's good. And then this hatch can be moved, but this segment here, I think, should become a wall because I can put a ladder in here. And then it's like blocking off where that wheel is. Oh, I need to move the hatch across. Did not realize. So that's the hatch out, the normal hatch out. I could put a wall in for the gunner, but that's kind of weird. Display. This would be the driver's display. And then it's likely I would put a pivot in front with their instruments on it. Oh, maybe display. How many instruments do I need, you know? And then I will need a 1x1 to control the pivot of that, which can go into the fuel tank. Drivers dash pivot rotation. Row number output. Property number. This would probably be like 0.5. Yeah, that's actually not that bad. I guess it is kind of bad. What about 0.4? I should just connect it to the seat so I can control it real time and see what's going to line up best. Yeah, see, like 4.2 is probably pretty good. And then I just stretch a block behind here maybe. These instruments are all totally useless and the key is kind of not so good. But when I press 1, all that stuff stays behind, so that's good. Let's go look at K's. K. How do you say these people's names? K. This is where I got the idea for the like seats back to back. I swear, man, the game is getting laggier and laggier. Raise driver's seat. Oh, that's crazy. His whole dash moves. So you can still see the instruments. Oh, that's clever. But I think I'm not traveling as high as he is. Right? Yeah. I've got space above my hatch. I've got like actual space for walking in mine. I wish they'd just fix these goddamn seats. Maybe if I bring the display boards. What if the ladder were the other way? This wall can still exist if it really has to. Because then you've got this little like cubby like that, and then I can put equipment in here as well. Be good to rotate the hatch maybe. Just so it's not like going through a wall. Even if I do this, alright, I've still only got like no space in front of the old gunner. If I move the hatch forwards, I can move the seat forwards, the driver's seat forwards. Then all the end effector and the all that's got to move forwards as well. What is this? Just random? What if I move the medical bed back all the way to the back? put in the wall right at the back. Get rid of this wall. Then maybe I can put the ladder here. Oh, what's that interfering with? Is it this ladder? Please be this ladder. I can put it like that. Oh. Ugh. That screws up what I wanted to do with like being able to pop out and reload. Because you're now facing the wrong way. And then I just, I don't know, put a little wedge on that or something. Maybe a door so it looks like a step, or a, if I use an equipment slot, then it'll look like an equipment slot and you'll put something in it. But then this lets me bring the wall back. So now I can push the gunner's display forwards, which would only need to come forwards 1 really, because the wall has moved 2, which also gives me space for instrument panels. Ooh, very nice. Ooh la la. It is kind of weird that there's a seat like facing a wall, but I don't know. It's just like you've got to fit the things in here somehow. As long as I close off that and then fill up all that as the fuel tank. The stairs still kind of make sense. There is definitely space in the roof for stuff to maybe fold down for the gunner, or even just equipment for the gunner. Yeah, my main issue is going to be like, how does this ladder work? Yeah, because like I'll just yeet myself out if I go up like that. Why not here? If I'm not using all this wall. This wall doesn't really need to exist. It's so dumb. This dumb pipe. You goddamn pipe. What if I put the ladder much further forwards, like where this wall is? Because this is where I definitely want a wall. Right, because I've got the end effector there, and it's gonna be a real pain in the ass. The only thing I need to worry about is the contact sensor. And then that puts me right where my gun is anyway. This is maybe not a smart idea. It's all gone to crap. I just don't like this. This is stupid. Do I need another stair? Gosh darn it. If I make it ride higher, then a lot of my problems would be solved. Ta-da! No, that does not look correct at all. I mean, it looks kind of cool, but it's too high. It's too high. But now I can get rid of all of those blocks. But it's so tall. Oh my god. All of these wedges, let me do this in symmetry. They all come down. All of this blue thing across here, wheel arches, comes down. So all of this just gets filled in. This wheel arch, or this thing at the back, comes down. Am I just running a 2 the whole way across, or a 1x1? I think I just have a 1x1 wedge that comes across here instead of a 1x2. But then it gets to the front and it needs to be the 1x2. Look at this, so I can get rid of these. I don't need that. I don't need that one. Is this a T? No, it's a cross. Cross. Wow, 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 wow. So, there is like just a heap more space being cut out now. And I guess I get rid of those. And then I can't fill in this space because there is a pivot there, but yeah. Man, it's way taller, isn't it? It doesn't look right. The ground clearance will be immense. But that means I can now get into this spot, climb up here. Oop. Move my ammo around, reload the gun, close the hatch pretty easy. People in the bed, people in the seats. It's annoying because it works and it looks odd. This is the Lav 8. So let me... Whoa! Whoa! Yeah, let's do some comparisons. So we'll go Lav 6. God damn you, stupid game. Lav 6 is what we started with. Lav 7 is where I got comfortable. And Lav 8 is the really tall one. And then let's grab some other people's things. So we have Ke, Norda London DT161 Perrin? 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 There was something else. There was like a thing with a crane on it. Did I not sub to it? Oh, I'm not sub to it. Okay. So that's the tall one there. This guy. And this is the one I actually like. But it does look very boxy, doesn't it? No, I definitely like this ground clearance. Oh, maybe it's just because the front is real flat all of a sudden. That lifting it up higher makes it look weird. It's a little face. Should I do the lifted ground clearance? Because it looks quite similar to Ke's one as well. It is, isn't it? It's the same height. Mine's just got a real flat face on it. It looks so much like it's going to fall over, you know? It doesn't look stable. This looks a lot more stable. Let's take it for a drive. The ramp is still good. You know, everything's good. It'll definitely need fins to stabilize it. Beep beep. Beep 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 beep. I think because I've got infinite fuel on, it's running a lot more. Because I don't have the fuel tank in place yet. So it's a lot more powerful. So, height-wise... Oh. I think the suspension is just sitting a bit different, and that's why mine is taller and this taller right now. I'm not trying to copy what everyone else is doing, but it's just good to look at what the proportions are. It's like, why does this look weird on my one, but okay on Kez one? My propellers are only one block higher. I like my ramp better. I don't like trying to jump up into this. And I have another block of height. How is that possible? Our floor levels... Oh. So, he's got a double floor. I've only got a single floor. What if I reduce the springiness? Oh, I can definitely bring the wheel arches down as well. Why is... Oh, because I only did it on one side. Okay. Okay. Oh, 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 oh. There's obviously a lot of, like, blocks I can totally remove. It's just heaps more space I'm getting back. Yeah, I like that I've got a medical bed, because I will actually be doing missions. I will have less equipment, I suppose. That's the downside, but I can use... Oh. 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 A bed. I can take a bed with me. Ooh. It'd be really good if I could fold that up, but I need... Wait a minute. I can use this. Wow. Oh, wait, I don't even need any of these wedges. What is all this? Free real estate. What is this? Free real estate. This? Yes, it's all free real estate. Okay. Seats. Medical bed. Sleeping bed. Equipment. That's cool, right? That means like in normal operation, you've just got equipment, and then when you want to sleep, you can sleep. And then I still get to keep my medical bed. I can still have the gunner seat in the back here. I'm just getting stuck on everything at the moment. I think I can work out the nose because it's definitely the grossest thing on here. And there won't be as much power when it's finished because it's at the point now where it wants to fly. And then I've just got to figure out what I'm doing with the dash, I guess. So, now the question is, do I go with this one that's like very tall? Or do I go with the slightly lower riding one? Because the body is the same, it's just the ride height is different. We must test. We must test. There's a constant number going here, which I'm going to connect to the clutch on the propellers. And then give them a big gear up. And then grab the WS, or no, the A and D off the seat, connect it to my fins. Which I think are all set. They're all set. Lav 8. So, do I stick with Lav 7 and try and work around the dodgy pipes in the floor? Or do I switch over to Lav 8, which is taller, as in it's lifted by a block, but it like works better because it doesn't have all that crap in the floor. Oh no, it rolled. Oh, there's water inside. How did the water get inside? The door at the back is... Oh no. Oh no. I must have deleted something. Something. Because this door is sealed. It might be the bed, the medical bed. I think the medical bed does form a seal across the bottom. And this block across here is now sealed. Looking for holes, looking for holes. Fluid port. Looking for holes, looking for holes. Where are the holes? I'm looking for holes. Is that a hole? Oh, that might be the hole. I think I sealed the hole. I think. Yes. The fins work. Very good, very good, very good. It really wants to roll there. I guess you put fins on the side to stabilize it. It's still dropped down heaps on the back, eh? So there's no more buoyancy in the front. It might just be because the props are... I guess they're below the center of mass. So they're trying to like lift it up the front. Or lift the front out of the water. This is very quick. This car, this is a car. It has no right being this quick in the water with the engine it has. If you're going to build a starter boat, just build a Lav. And then it's a starter car as well. You can put a bed in it. You can put a medical bed in it. You can put seats in it. And then it doesn't matter. You can go everywhere. I think it'd be good to have an automatic switchover system that detects when you're in the water, switches, and then toggles on a system to say that you're in the water, and like has maybe a long timer before it switches back over to like the land switch working. You know what I mean? So like once you get into the water, it detects that you're in the water and it permanently locks you in water mode. And then after maybe like 60 seconds, it releases that toggle so that you can automatically switch back into land mode. It just needs some way to know that when you're going over a big wave, not to turn off the propellers. Oh, will it self-right? Oh my goodness, it's unstoppable. Let's go up here. Okay, it is definitely stoppable, but only on land. Oh, it's very difficult to get out of. I guess you go seat, maybe open the hatch and crawl out. Is this up or down? Door? Oh, the door's totally busted. Oh no! So the door opens based off a tilt sensor. So if we're upside down, the tilt sensor's upside down, and so the door opens inwards. Because it's all backwards. Crap. That is good to know, because that will absolutely screw me over if I'm like upside down underwater and it opens inwards and then breaks everything. I need a new way to manage that door opening now. Thanks for watching. I think I'll go with Lav 8. Unless you've got some good reason why I should go with Lav 7. But yeah, everything is working. The ride height is good. Jumping off cliffs is fine. So this is just a sort of an in-between sneak peek, I guess. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.